One of the people that I first seen this from on YouTube specifically was Tony the Closer. All right. Now, Tony and I have had our little disputes, but nothing major. Nothing personal. All right. Um, just to give you a little bit of a brief history of what my thoughts are on Tony specifically. Um, Never really caught my radar. Never was anybody specifically that I thought was good or bad. Just really indifferent. I looked at him as a content creator. Never bought anything from him. He's never really interacted with me until Charleston White. Charleston White had some dealings with it. He felt a certain type of way about the things that Charleston was saying at the time, and that Charleston was saying them on my platform. And so me and him had our little bit of a tiff, and we went back and forth, and then it flew under the rug. It didn't mean anything. He was in my comments a lot, so I blocked him. And then now that I didn't have any visibility into what he was saying back and forth to me on Instagram, he went about his way and I went about my way. But specifically, I've never felt any type of way about Tony in particular because he's never done anything that I felt warranted for me to actually do a whole show on. But Tony the Closer is obviously one of the people that blew the top off of this thing, as far as I know. Now, I don't know for sure, but Tony the Closer seems to be at the forefront of the person that is in front of this thing. Now, I seen on the plane, because I had Wi-Fi on the plane. I seen on the plane that Tony the Closer had appeared on Pocket Watching with JT, who was my guy. He had appeared on Pocket Watching with JT's platform to have a conversation and break this thing down. But allegedly, let me give you the skinny as I understand it. And I'm going to be reading super chats throughout the show. Shout out to Service USA. Allegedly, DJ Envy's partner, and I think his name is Caesar. Okay. Caesar allegedly have been having some bad dealings. Now, how does that affect DJ Envy, right? DJ Envy has been running around talking about real estate and his real estate portfolio and empire and all of that, right? Now, never mind all of the dumb stuff that DJ Envy has done before, because DJ Envy talk greasy about Kevin Samuels. I'm not really talking about Kevin Samuels at this point because I want to let him rest in peace, right? DJ Envy has got on and seemed real beta when it came to how it was that he was presenting himself in front of his wife. Has nothing to do with what it is that we're talking about today. But DJ Envy, and I observed this, and I tried to see how he was going to play it and whether or not this stuff was going to fly under the radar, but he just talking. He is just talking. And instead of him shutting up and letting this thing play out behind the scenes, because people are fickle and stuff go away. And so instead of him letting it play out in a court of law or ensuring that, he was largely untouchable by letting it, his homie or whoever it was that he was doing business with take accountability for it, he decided to cam up with Tony the Closer. So I am going to play that, and then we're going to react to it specifically, and then I'm going to give you my thoughts as a result of it. Make sure that you hit a like for the YouTube algorithm, subscribe to the channel, turn on your notifications. I have not seen the video, because I like to react to stuff in real time. I have not seen the video, so I'm very interested. But I don't think that he should have did anything. I don't think that he should have went on any platform. I don't think that he should have explained himself. I think that he should have stayed above it and then just let it play out the way it play out and kept doing what it is that he's good at. But he tried to do what we're good at, such as talking online and having a conversation impromptu instead of letting his producers guide him. And so he apparently jumped on Tony the Closer's Instagram. Let's see how that played out. Hold on, let me fast forward it to see if I can see when DJ Envy jumped on.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
What's going on?
Hey, man, I appreciate you coming in, man. Mad respect for you taking the time to come and really address some very serious allegations head on. Obviously, you got a huge platform, man. I got a ton of.
I came to talk about my car show this weekend in Memphis, man.
I'll let
My
you. We
car
can
show this
talk some
weekend
car
in
show
Memphis.
shit because but people really want to. We can bring up the
I was
car
just
show, but
fucking with you. Ask what you
what
want
the
to ask.
people
Ask
really
what you
want to
want to
hear.
ask. Ask what you want to ask, my nigga. We good.
But tell us about the car show. Let's.
Don't it sound weird when DJ Envy talk tough a little bit? Like, ask what you want to ask, my nigga. It sounds incredibly weird when he talk like that because it's just like, yo, I don't know. Let me stick to this. I'm gonna stick to what it is he's talking about.
Talk
Now
about
I'm
your
just
car show, man.
messing
Memphis.
with you. I'm just messing with
Come
you,
on,
man.
let's
Car
talk
show this
about.
weekend.
Let's give you the
We do the
plug on the
car show.
car
Car
show.
show tickets are selling. We ain't got to worry about that. Let's talk about what you want to talk about. Well, first I want to say, I seen the live that you did, and I thought it was whack. First of all, and I'm gonna tell you why I thought it was whack. And you can ask me whatever you want.
All right, let's go.
And the reason I thought it was whack is
I can already tell DJ Envy in his feelings.
because you know me. You've been to my seminars. You spoke on I think a seminar or two.
No, I never spoke.
You never spoke, but you've been to a seminar or two, and you know that we did those seminars to teach people how to do real estate. And
Tony said, "Nah, I ain't never spoke at your seminar." But I will give Tony credit. Like, he just be chilling. He just be chilling for the most part when it comes to how he's presenting himself on here right now. He's just chilling.
to encourage people how to do real estate. So the fact that you said it was trash was kind of weak, especially when you know my number. We just spoke many times. But I get what you're doing. But I told you earlier on the phone, because we spoke a couple of times. I said, me and you, we alike in certain ways because we like to expose the fake shit. And that's one thing I say. I don't like when people take advantage of our people. But go ahead, ask away. Let's go.
No,
Let me say this. I hate when people, and again, this is one of the things that I've been beating into y'all head, and y'all seeing that I'm right now, right? When people use the whole narrative of our people, for me, that's an instant red flag. I don't care if you DJ Envy. I don't care if you Dr. Umar Johnson, Roland Martin. Who else do I be getting on? What's my name? Boyce Watkins. When I see people say our people or my people, that's a red flag for me because you don't care enough about people more than you care about your pockets. See, I'm a bag chaser. I'm not here just for people. I'm here because hopefully I add enough value into your life to where you can actually buy something from me because you see the additional value in that and then you benefit as a result of it. So we both make money, right? You get something as a result. It's just like any transaction, right? In a marriage, it's transactional. She's coming up as a result of you being the man that you're supposed to be. You coming up as a result because you can then leverage her in order to continue to raise your children or whatever. It's transactional. If you go into a restaurant, you paying them money, they giving you great food and service, hopefully. And if you see the value in it, then you'll return, right? I'm here for the fucking money. I'm going to entertain you. I'm going to give you the value. I'm going to do what it is that we do on a regular basis. But when I see people cloak themselves, acting like they're here just because I want to help people, it sounds disingenuous to me because ain't nobody on here just because they just having a good time. Just be real. Just keep it 100. We get into the money. Hopefully you get some value and some entertainment as a result of it. Cool. But when I see people talk that my people shit, that is an instant red flag for me. Let's continue.
man. First off, man, I've never been at one of your events as a speaking capacity, but I came to the big event that you had at the Javits, which I said on the live. I said, "Yo, first off, you packed that bitch out." I came in and my initial impression was very impressed. I said, "I've never seen people bring people together for that scale for financial literacy." I thought it was one of the most amazing things I saw from a wide-eyed lens, right? To have our people, Hispanics, Black, all in the room getting education. I'm like,
Yeah.
yo, that's dope as fuck.
I mean,
And I'll be transparent.
you
Coming
said it was
into
trash yesterday.
now,
And
hold
that
on,
was,
let me finish. Now I'm gonna finish.
go ahead. Go
Now
ahead.
coming into I was expecting to get some information and some knowledge, and I felt like it was a lot left to be had when it came to the information piece. It wasn't filled with game that I expected to get from the.
So Tony the closer is saying, I went to your thing. I admire the fact that y'all was able to market effectively and be able to pack it out. But then at the same time, I felt underwhelmed with the amount of information that you gave us, because it wasn't as fruitful as far as giving us insight as I thought it was. Now, to be fair, based off of what I think Tony is into, because Tony is into real estate himself, allegedly, as far as I know. I don't know his business dealings. I'm not perpetuating that I know what his business dealings are or whatever. But I think that he's into teaching, and if I'm not mistaken, Tony sells a course on real estate, right? And again, I don't think it's anything wrong with selling courses. And just because you get a course don't mean you're automatically going to be successful, because you have to do the work also and implement the information and technology. I've never seen Tony's course, so I don't have an opinion on it one way or another. But I think that, to be fair, it's very difficult for somebody like Tony to make an assessment on the information that's presented, because Tony is a little bit more advanced. Based off of optics, he's more advanced than what the traditional or the person that knows absolutely nothing about real estate. So if you don't know anything about wholesaling, if you don't know anything about hard money loans, if you don't know anything about mortgages, if you don't know anything about PMI, if you don't know the difference between flipping and being a long-term investor, if you don't know anything about REITs, if you don't know anything about institutional investing, then, if you're just coming in this from scratch and you don't know anything, then it could be fruitful for, and again, I haven't been to any DJ MB stuff. It could be fruitful for you to get a base understanding of what it is that he does, what it is that's being presented at the seminar. However, just shooting DJ MB a little bit of bail, Tony, the closer, being a lot more seasoned in this thing, is probably not who the target audience was that DJ MB in his seminars was trying to target. But let's continue.
It was more like, hey, here's who I go where I find my websites at. Here's where I go to get hard money lenders. But it wasn't real estate knowledge. And here's my problem with a lot of these situations is that very big platforms like yourself, man, like so many people respect your platform. You are a celebrity. You got millions of people that listen to you on a daily basis. You got a partner of yours who is accused of some very serious allegations. Millions of dollars have been alleged to be scammed at this point, right? I want to ask you first and foremost, when we start looking at these events, which starts becoming a marketing funnel, right? People start now coming into mentorships. They come to these events to be able to get game. But then most of these events, there's that same thing that you talked about that you don't like, the upsell. See, because I pay attention, right? You had a major problem with people who had live events and then they didn't teach much information, and then they do these upsells for higher mentorships, et cetera, investment opportunities. Well, it seems as if that's what's now happened with you.
I know that I'm muted, y'all. I'm listening. I'm reacting. I'm watching it and reacting in the same way that y'all watching it and reacting. I know that I was muted.
Caesar, because now you're hearing the same exact thing that you said that you didn't like, which was these very outlandish prices as far as mentorships.
Shout out to Tony the closer for being able to get this up out of DJ Envy. He figured something out. He on his way. He might have figured out his niche on his YouTube streets.
And plus $1 million plus people saying they've been defrauded out of money. So I'm looking at you and I'm saying, hey, you got a large platform. How are you any different than with the people that you said you didn't like? The other people that were frauds.
Well, for anybody that hasn't been in my
So Tony is breaking down the idea of or what we like to call upselling. So upselling is, let's say for example, you have a seminar and you bring people in and then you give them a basic amount of information or very, very base level information, right? Which is cool. And then you just offer them additional services as a result of it, right? So then you say, okay, listen, you come to my seminar, I'm gonna teach you how to do real estate. Oh, okay, cool. You come in, you get a base level of information, and then you say, all right, listen, if you really want to get to the bag, then you're going to have to join my mentorship program. Or if you need coaching, I got some additional information, and then I'm going to expose you to all the stuff of how it is that I made my millions of dollars. That's what we call upselling. The ability to be able to generate more revenue than you originally generated from the actual seminar itself. And so that's what Tony is talking about.
Seminars. The reason we created these seminars was because we wanted to teach people about real estate and get them into real estate without spending $10,000 like a lot of these seminars were doing. My whole idea was if you have 10,000, I'd rather you use that 10,000 and try to put it into a house, a property, or whatever it may be. So, my real estate thing, you say you didn't learn. I mean, hey, that's you. But the seminar, what we did was we brought people to the seminar that they would need. I brought auction.com, which is a site where people go to get properties from, and it taught them how to go on that property to buy properties. They didn't have to pay for that. I brought a Matt, I don't even know what Matt's thing is, Matt the lender. And what Matt did, Matt helped people get loans, talked about FHA, talked about property without paying extra. We had hard money lenders there that told people about hard money lenders. And
so let me tell y'all what a hard money lender is, right? Hard money lenders basically charge you a lot more interest. Now, some people would say that's predatory. It's not. It's a market for hard money lenders if you understand. But this thing is very, very intricate. And this is one of the reasons why I have to assess where you are in order to give you insight on what you need to do from a real estate perspective, because I don't know what you're trying to do, right? If you're trying to become a flipper, but then you don't have the capital to do so, a lot of people tap into hard money lenders in order to be able to finance their business. But the difference is that you got to move that property. And if you don't move that property, then your holding costs as it relates to holding on to the property, whether it be from the mortgage and the hard money lender that you then may have used in order to finance your flip, can absolutely destroy you if you don't understand your market, if you don't understand the flip game, if you don't understand the property values that surround it. So it's a very intricate process. And so when you start to have conversations with people about real estate and money, it's not as easy as people think it is. So many different people have went broke or lost their shirt off of one or two business deals because they don't understand it, right? And so, yeah, giving a base level of information can be cool, but to also give context behind it in order to give each individual what it is that they need to be successful, or to give them the information to help them to realize that they shouldn't be going into that. And maybe their talent is something completely different, is what I like to call personal responsibility and ownership. Because if you don't understand your audience, or if you don't understand who it is that you're having conversations with, it can ruin their life. And so that's the responsibility that we have as people that have information, not to take advantage of people that don't have, but to give them the base level of information and then give them insight on how it is that they can be successful, or to move over into something different so that you don't ruin their life, right? So that's just giving y'all a little bit of insight on hard money.
how to get hard money lenders. We had a credit repair. That was a guy that helped people fix their credit. We had
Credit repair is a scam. All right. It's not necessarily a scam, but the information that they give, or the tactics that I've heard that a lot of credit repair services use, a lot of them are illegal. A lot of them are illegal. It's so easy for you to be able to fix and repair your credit and get your score back up without paying an exorbitant amount of money to these credit repair people, or having them do some finessing type of stuff that if you get caught up, you're going to be going to jail as a result of it. Never put your freedom on the line. So be very, very, and I don't know who it was that he had, but I'm just giving y'all my insight of what it is that I see in the industry. It's a lot of pitfalls, and it's a lot of ways for y'all to go to jail. So y'all going to have to be careful. Be very, very careful of what it is that you take in, and whose services that you use.
people who do wholesale, which I don't do wholesale. I can't explain wholesale, but we had somebody there to break down what wholesale was and how to get it done. Now, all those pieces of people explaining that, niggas usually would have to pay money for that. But
So how can you be a real estate expert, but you don't even understand wholesaling? At a very basic level. I'm not saying that you have to do it, or that's a part of what it is that you do. But wholesaling is a way that you can get into the real estate game without actually even using any money. So if y'all want to know what wholesaling is, and we can go into that on a completely different stream, but let's continue. I'm going to be reading super chat shortly. Shout out to my dog, Carlton. I'm going to be reading that super chat shortly.
it was all free. There was never an upsell. There was no, well, to learn this information, you have to do this. There was never an upsell in any of my thing. The only thing that was ever sold was some T-shirts that said landlord, trap lord. And that's anybody that's been on any of my seminar. There was no upsells. We didn't upsell shit. There was not.
So DJ Envy is saying, listen, I ain't had no upsells. I don't know what you're talking about. Fair enough, right? And he's saying the only thing that we sold was some T-shirts. He said the only thing he made money off of was a seminar on the legend and some T-shirts. That's the only thing that he sold in addition to actually being able to get into the seminar. He said, listen, I don't know everybody else, as other speakers, they may have sold themselves or whatever like that. They may have sold their services. But as far as I'm concerned, DJ Envy, he's saying the only thing we sold is some T-shirts and tickets to get into the event.
Not an upsell. There was nothing that you can buy then at any of my seminars. So the upsell thing, well, there was no upsell. So there was nothing that you can buy. Now, has anybody ever gave me $1, a dime, a nickel, a quarter, $100, $1,000, $100,000, or $500,000, or $1 million? Not one person. Because I'm making my business not to take money from nobody. And there's nobody on this live, and there's nobody in here that could ever say Envy, they gave Envy $1. I done helped everybody get homes. I done helped over 1,000 people get into homes. And that's celebrities, from Terrence J to Sean King to so many different people get houses. To regular people get into a house using FHA credit or regular loans. And when they say, Envy, let me give you something, I'm like, I don't need it. Because I honestly did this to help my people. And there's not nobody else that can say that they did. No, nobody.
So Envy is saying, listen, the money that I get, I'm on the up and up. And I've helped a lot of people, over 1,000 people actually get into homes. All right. This is what Envy is saying. I'm just taking it at face value and I'm reacting to the video based off of what's being said. I don't have an opinion one way or another. I'm just giving y'all the insight and presenting it and letting y'all see it, and I'm reacting to it in the same way you do. Envy said, I ain't never took $1 that I ain't earned. Ain't nobody gave me nothing. Every piece of money that I've earned has come as a result of my hard work, and it ain't got nothing to do with upselling. I've been rocking out and doing my thing, and I'm on the up and up. And it ain't nothing wrong with upselling. Let me say that. There's nothing illegal or wrong with upselling. If somebody see an additional service that you can offer them and they see value in it, it's nothing wrong with upselling. It's just a part of the sales process. But Envy is saying, I ain't even do that because I just wanted to help people. Let's continue.
Now,
Many investors trusted your business partner based off your relationship, right?
I'm glad that you said that. So now,
and I want to ask you a question, like, as a public figure, how do you feel your responsibility for your actions and his actions, and how does your professional view on all that play a part?
okay,
how do you feel what do you feel like he your part is in this?
I love that question. This is the thing. I have many different partners. I got partners that own water. I got partners when it comes to real estate. I got partners when it comes to clothing lines. I got partners when it comes to many different things.
The last partner that I had personally was in the Lapeef network. I try not to have any partners. I have contractors, so you may own your own company that I contract in order to come over and do something, but I largely stay away from partnerships because I think it's a very, very dangerous game, and you don't know what the intentions are or the background of the people that you're doing business with entirely. It's impossible for you to know, just to be fair. I'll give you an example. And this is why I say I do business with people as much as I can based off of character instead of whether or not they're good at business. If me and you go into a restaurant together and you may be a phenomenal businessman and I be great at marketing and whatever like that, right? And then within that business, we make a really decent profit or we make an okay profit, right? And then you say, all right, listen, I want to get a lower quality of chicken and beef. It's still going to pass inspection, but I want to get a lower quality. I'm unwilling to make more money as a result of it because there's also ways in which I see things, and I think that it's not always about extracting the most money as possible out of that. It's also about adding as much value because I see the long-term vision instead of getting the short-term money, right? And so I just look at partnerships outside of the person that I lay next to every day is a very difficult sell, right? I'm gonna own it. I'm gonna hire you and pay you for your services. And when that is no longer rendered, regardless of whether or not we separate or not, you may not like the reason that we separating, but the one thing that we can't say is that there isn't any money owed. When you start to involve money into things as far as partnerships, it get really sticky. It get really sticky as far as ownership in companies. Because money is the number one reason why people get divorced. It's the number one reason why people get indicted. I'd rather stand on my own too as far as dealing with my own money, and then you deal with your own money and you can start your own company, and then I'll contract you in to do whatever it is that you want to do. But when it comes to ownership and partnerships, I stand alone. I stand alone, and I'm recommending that y'all do that also. But let's continue.
Many different things. So let me ask you a question. Me and you own a barbershop, right? The barbershop does well. On the side, you're a pedophile, and I don't know you're a pedophile. Are they gonna say DJ Envy's partner is a pedophile and I knew about it? No, nigga, I didn't know what you did on the side or what you was doing. Not to say that even Caesar was doing.
And that's the difficult part about a partnership, is because people automatically indict you, especially as soon as you get visibility, based off of what somebody else is doing. Because the optics is the only thing that matter in the eyes of public opinion. The only thing that matters is what the presentation layer look like.
Anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or do this with this money? I never did. And nobody's ever come to me. And anybody who's ever came, if you ever came to my seminar, I tell everybody on this stage, whether it's credit repair or it's a conventional lender, do your homework, because I don't trust anybody. And I said that. And I said the reason I don't trust anybody is because, like anything in this world, somebody will treat me different because I'm a quote unquote celebrity than they'll treat somebody else. And if you've been to my seminars, I say that a million times, where the speakers get offended sometimes. But the reason I do that is because I don't trust people. I don't trust anybody. I don't. That's just me. Even with real estate, I'm not a person that just buys because I never seen. I need to touch the house. I need to feel it. I need to walk through it. I need to know things on my own. So if by you putting out DJ Envy and a picture of me and Caesar saying that y'all did that, you know I didn't scam nobody for no money. You know I didn't take no money. And like I said, the thing with me and you is when I go.
I don't understand how DJ Envy don't understand the internet. He's been on the internet, and they've done donkey of the days, and they've done all kind of stuff. And so him being a part of the thumbnail and say, yo, you partners with a dude that's scamming, I just come with the game. There's plenty of people that put my face on thumbnails on stuff that's not true. It's plenty of people that say a bunch of egregious shit that's absolutely positively false. That's a part of the game that you win, fam. They say a bunch of stuff on a regular basis on the radio and have opinions of what everybody else is saying and have them on thumbnails. Now you feeling a certain type of way because somebody else put your face on a thumbnail when they doing the same thing that the Breakfast Club do almost every single day. Listen, it ain't no fun when the rabbit got the gun. It's cool as long as it hit everybody else, but it's not cool when it come to you. I tell people all the time, listen, you can react to whatever it is that you just don't steal my content, right? You can react to anything that you want to do. Don't steal it and pass it off like you created it, like it's yours. Don't steal my video and then repost it and act like you actually did it. You can react. That's just the rules of the game. That's what YouTube does. YouTube said that you can react to other people's content without penalty or repercussion, and that's the way that it go. Do it then. Do it. But let's continue.
You know me. You say you didn't have my number. My number's the same. You got my number. You can call me anytime.
Well, I actually didn't have your number, Henry, but like
and as soon as I heard, what did I do?
Let me
I
ask you,
my number.
but
Tony said, I ain't have your number, Envy.
let me ask you a question, because the guy last night, he said that he gave Caesar $1 million. When he said he came to the office, you were right there to greet him. He said he felt like you were part of the entire process as far as bringing him into the, him even deciding to make this investment. He's like, I would have made $1 million investment if I didn't have DJ Envy.
Hold on, wait. Y'all just giving people $1 million out here? It's a dude that was willing to give Caesar, DJ Envy's partner, $1 million? Come on, fam. Okay, wait. You can't tell me that people are this gullible. People can't be this. Y'all willing to give somebody $1 million? I don't even feel comfortable taking $1,000 from somebody. If somebody try to hand me, yo, we be at the Patreon meetups and people will be bringing gifts and stuff like that. And I'd be like, I can't take this. I can't take. Somebody bought me. Shout out to you, big dog. Somebody had bought me some vintage not baseball, vintage Pistons basketball cards that he collected, and I couldn't take it. I was just like, man, I just don't feel comfortable. But then I didn't want to offend. I didn't know what the protocol was. I don't feel comfortable taking somebody else's money. $1 million, man. I couldn't even take 50,000, 40,000, $10,000 from somebody. I don't feel comfortable taking other people's money. And man, I'm not managing your money. I don't want to manage your money. I don't want to invest your money for you. Even when we have conversations here or within the Patreon, I say, listen, this is my experience. I'm gonna give you the game based off of what it is I know. Do your own research and then make your own informed decision. I'm not y'all giving people $1 million out here in these streets. No wonder these dudes is getting so much money.
Signing him and telling me that, yo, he's a good dude. And then I come to the office and he's in the exact same office as I'm walking in before we even come to an agreement on the deal. So how do you feel like you play a part in that when an investor feels like, hey, my investment decision is based off the fact that I'm watching you sit in the same office with this guy, right? This guy said he was on his deathbed. He got $1 million lawsuit from a multi-million-dollar lawsuit from almost dying. He invests his money with Caesar and he's been chasing his money.
Now you
See, now this is the problem, though. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I gotta shoot Envy some bill. Based off of what Tony just said, it's a dude that got a lawsuit, and part of the lawsuit money, he took $1 million and he invested it with DJ Envy's partner Caesar. Now, how is Envy A supposed to know where he got the money from? And then B, how do we hold DJ Envy accountable for what it is that the homie did? Because if the guy brought Caesar money to invest in both Caesar and Envy's company, then that's one thing. But if he just brought it in and invested with the Caesar dude, that's a completely different thing. Because I don't have no, and this is why I say y'all got to be careful of who it is that y'all got in y'all circle. Because if the dude just brought the money in to invest it with the Caesar dude, that has nothing to do with DJ Envy whatsoever. But if he brought it in and invested in both of their company, that's a completely different conversation. So I'm gonna try to play this out and see whether or not this is, what this looks like.
telling me because I'm in the same office with somebody doing my car show business, and somebody's in another office building, another office spot doing something else that I know what he's doing in that office space. And I greet everybody that comes in the office. You know why? Because that's what my mom taught me to do, because I'm a respectful, kind person.
That's fair. I think that that's fair. Just to say hi because somebody came in, especially if you're a celebrity, because you know that people are gonna recognize you and know you. I don't think that Envy is honestly doing anything wrong. Not based off of what I see happening right here.
I don't care if you young, if you old, if you black, if you white, if you Spanish. If you walk into my office, I look everybody in the eye and I say hello. And the reason why I do that is because 9 times out of 10, I got a couple $100,000 car outside, and I want to see who's coming in and out my office.
I see you, Blackheart, Green Paper, everybody that's super chatting. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna read those shortly.
Now, if you go into another office and have a conversation with somebody and you decide to do whatever you want to do, that has nothing to do with envy. If Envy said, do this because I said it's cool, that's a different story. If you see Envy's name on a contract, that's a different story. But now it seems like you're fishing for things that put me involved. Just because I'm in the office with somebody else doesn't mean that me and that person is doing anything with each other.
Well,
I'm fair. That's fair. I think that that's 100% fair. I don't see anything wrong with what Envy just said.
well,
Doesn't mean I'm co-signing anybody. Doesn't mean that at all. And now if that person,
we look at you and Caesar from a perspective that you guys are business partners. So like every time I've ever seen anything with real estate, you guys both do it together. Like
no, we all business partners.
When I see the events, anytime I see Caesar never speaks.
The caveat here is just evaluating whether or not they business partners and what it is that other dude was bringing the money in for, or if they were business partners in something completely separate, but the guy is doing business on his own with regard to the $1 million that was brought into the office. That's the whole caveat. Did the guy bring in the money to the office to do business with both of them? Or is he bringing in the money to do business with just the Caesar dude? That's the whole caveat.
Hear you speak. So
no, Caesar definitely speaks.
Every time we see an ad, I see C's looking over like this, and you are actually doing the presentation. So he's not like the person that's the spokesperson. I'm just like, just being real. just
Caesar's
being
big.
real, when we look at it, like this man wouldn't have, nobody would fuck with Caesar if it wasn't for DJ Envy. Like I wouldn't know who he was if it wasn't for you. Like most of these people wouldn't, when you say I'm attaching you, it's because you marketed them. Everywhere we see Flippin' NJ, there's DJ Envy. So if I'm just looking at it and I'm saying, if this is a guy that I'm investing with, I'm investing based off your likeness.
Well, see, this is the thing. I'm not anybody's babysitter. I don't tell people what to do and what not to do. Now, Caesar's a guy that got me into real estate.
I mean, I think that that's fair because, listen, y'all, at some point, you got to have some level of, you also have to have some level of personal responsibility of who it is that you invest with. Did you do your due diligence? And are you putting yourself in harm's way? As far as withdrawing a fucking $1 million and bringing it into an office to invest with a real estate guy. Man, come on, man. I didn't know that it was people out here that was just that gullible. I didn't know it was people out here that was that gullible, that's willing to take $1 million of their lawsuit money and give it to another person to invest with. Yo, let me tell you something. I don't even believe that you should invest that amount of money with a financial advisor or with a broker. I don't believe in any of that. I don't believe that anybody should be touching your money but you, and you can pay them in order to give you insight so you can make a more informed decision of what you're going to do yourself. But I ain't trusting nobody to put a hand on 1 red cent of my money. That's just is what it is. It is what it is. When we also have to start holding these people accountable for doing this dumb jump.
And he got me into real estate where I purchased a lot of homes. And because of that, he made me a lot of money where I own these houses and I have tenants. And I was excited about it. And I was excited about it because not too many people that look like me are buying property. So I told Caesar, let's teach people how to do it. Now, we taught a lot of people how to do it. We taught a lot of people how to buy homes. We taught a lot of people about FHA and things that people had no idea about. Now, that's my business with Caesar. That's my business with a lot of people. Now, if you go outside of that and want to jump in on your own, that has nothing to do with the kid.
So Envy is saying, yo, Caesar helped me get into the real estate business in which I'm now I'm now a homeowner, or I have businesses where I own homes and I have tenants that then rent from me, and I'm appreciative of him as a result of it. And this is my translation of what Envy is saying. And so as a result, we started a business together in which we teach people to do this also. This is what I'm hearing Envy saying. How true it is, who knows? Envy is saying, yo, me and Caesar started a business to teach people how to do what he helped me do and get into the game because I was excited about it. And he's saying now what other people decide to do as a result of doing business with Caesar and giving them a bunch of money in order to invest from a real estate perspective has nothing to do with our business dealings. But again, two things can be true at the same time. The first thing that can be true is you got to be careful of who it is that you align yourself with, A, and then especially as a public figure, and then B, Envy can be right. If this is true, Envy can be 100% right in that. How can we hold DJ Envy accountable for what somebody else is doing that knows him or is tied to him in a completely different business capacity? So it's kind of a difficult thing, right? Because when you're a public figure, you get held to a different standard. So I get that, but it's very difficult at this point, based off of what I'm seeing, for us to hold DJ Envy accountable for something that somebody else is doing if it's not tied to him.
That has nothing to do with me. I'm not part of those deals. I'm not part of anything that goes on. I could be a partner with Elon Musk, and me and Elon Musk do Teslas together. Now, if Elon Musk decides he wants to do his space property, and he does some foul shit on the space property, people are like, oh, well, I invested because Envy was part of the Tesla. No, that ain't got. Then people need to stop being followers and be leaders. People got to do their own homework. When I give anybody money for any of my investments, some do well, some don't do well. All my investments, I do my own homework. If you come up to me right now and say, yo, Envy, I got a crib in Miami and it's worth this, I'm not doing it because you a nice guy that got a lot of followers. I would be a fucking asshole. I call my accountant and I'm like, hey, look at this deal. Does this deal make sense? No, it doesn't make sense. I'm not doing it.
So
that's how it is. That's what people
I like keeping it real.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. I want to see what's going to happen.
Right. So how has your business dealings been with Caesar?
Some have been great, some haven't been. Some have been really good and I made a lot of money, and some have been slow. And that's why I say when people
That's a good question, though. That's a really good question.
invest money, sometimes it goes like this, right? And you know this. I didn't hit with Caesar a couple of times and flip money in less than 30 days. Some of my builders, like the school, we still got, and I haven't got my money back yet. But I know that's part of the game. But I also do know there's certain things that need to happen. Like when it comes to Caesar, you know, we've had a conversation, and I spoke to him, and I spoke to Jen, and I told him if he does, and I asked him personally, I said, do you owe people money?
Does he owe you money?
We have an investment together that we're going to sell. He does not owe me money. We partnered up on a property. We partnered up on a property
Does
and
he
you and a half. It's
owe you money, DJ Envy?
It's a school. Let me tell you.
You and I talk.
I mean, that's fair. He's saying that, yo, he don't personally owe me money, but we have an investment together, an investment property that we looking to sell, that hopefully we make money as a result of it. But these are some really good questions by Tony.
Offline, DJ Envy.
No, I'm going
Can't
to
do
tell you
that.
100%. No, I'm going to
You
tell you
can't do that,
100%.
DJ Envy.
I'm going to tell you the truth. You're going to let me speak or we not?
No,
The
but we
truth
got to do.
is-
If we're gonna tell the truth, we got to tell the truth.
we gonna tell the truth.
Now,
We speaking the truth. Because I tell you everything. I talk to you offline.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
told you, me and Caesar, we bought a school. That's the only outstanding deal that we have. That school never came back, and that school is not done yet. When I spoke to Caesar today, I told him I have a problem.
Hey, shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson, all of these people that's trying to buy schools and losing their face as a result of it. All these people that's buying schools and trying to do them over and all of this other type of junk. Shout out to Dr. Umar Johnson. That's just a little light one.
And he said, I'm giving you your money back. That's it. So we don't have any dealings with each other. And I even told you, because when we had that conversation, I called him last night. I'm like, do you owe anybody money? Caesar told me no. He said there was people that we invested with that did well, and there was people that we didn't invest with that it takes a little longer. And I told him, nigga, whatever you need to do, give them people back their money. That's all it is. But when it comes to it, that's what it is.
Being tied to people, DJ Envy is nervous. DJ Envy is nervous. And the reason that DJ Envy is nervous is because whatever it is that his homie, who he's obviously done a lot of different businesses with, or a lot of business with, got him out here looking bad. Got him out here looking like a whole fool.
And you find somebody else that will talk to you on live in a minute to talk to you about the real, because I honestly,
But
and
you
can
know,
ask people this here.
but you know, we talked offline though. That's why I asked you the question, and it's like, you know, we personally offline. I mean, I know you might be wanting to still not really throw your man under, but like, we talked offline.
And we spoke online yesterday. That's why.
This is kind of dirty. Because if we have an offline conversation, we can't then start to bring that up as a part of it if we didn't agree that that's what we wanted to talk about online. Man, I don't trust nobody, bro. That's why I stay to myself, man. I keep my circle tight. I don't kick it with a lot of people. I don't care if you're a celebrity. I don't care if you're a person or whatever, so on and so forth. If we ain't 100% on some business type junk, man, even the people that I call enemies, let me say this. Even people that I would identify, or the general public would identify as enemies, y'all know some of them, people that I done got into it with online and stuff. If I know you in real life, or you shared some stuff with me offline that I may know about you or your family or anything like that, or certain conversations, yo, we can be at war and I could be reacting to your content or whatever like that, but I'm never, ever, 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 I don't care what you say about me, I'm never going to throw you under the bus in that way. But I'm not saying that everybody got to operate in the same way that I operate. I just got a higher code. I'm not going to talk about your personal business. I'm not going to talk about what you got going on offline. I'm not going to talk about things that I may know about that you shared with me because we was cool. However you move, or, you know, reacting to the content is one thing, but if we have offline conversations, that's a whole nother conversation for me. So I operate a little differently.
I was kind of upset when you put out a picture of me and Caesar and said DJ's every partner owes all this money. And I'm like, damn, my nigga, we spoke last night. And I'm telling you, I would tell you. But, you know, I get it. My name on it is a little, you get more clicks and all that.
1,000% it gets more clicks. But that's the same thing you do when you call out real estate investors and then you do a real estate event. That's called marketing, right? That was part of your marketing. Like
You throwing somebody under the bus that fucks with you, which is weird. But I don't care because I really didn't take nobody's money. And I just want to tell you, the dude that you talked about that allegedly owes $1 million, I just got off the phone with him. And the first thing he said was, I did meet you when I went to the office, but we never spoke. You just said hello and kept it moving. So, I don't know why Tony would say that, you certified that deal or you made the deal comfortable. Like,
So envy and from optics, based off of what it is that I'm observing right now, envy ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, and it's unfortunate, and this is why people have to be very, very careful of who they surround themselves with and all of that other type of stuff. But based off of what envy is saying, he said even the guy was like, "Yo, I know you ain't got nothing to do with it. Just because you spoke to me and said hi, don't necessarily mean that I did business with you." Envy is saying, and get it. Listen, I understand the YouTube game. I understand the content creation game. It is what it is. How it plays out, it is what it is. But from all just observations of looking at what it is that what I'm seeing right here, DJ Envy is saying, listen, I ain't did nothing to nobody, and I don't need to do nothing to nobody. But let's continue.
nigga, we didn't even talk. If he walked past me now, I wouldn't even know who he was. I speak to anybody that comes to my office. But what I would like to do, I would like to get Caesar on there and y'all have a conversation, and then you can ask him all the questions you need to ask him.
So I asked you another question last night because you were very direct about the fact that you wanted to distance yourself from being involved in any dealings that
Jesus. Throwing all of the personal business out there. Jesus Christ.
you didn't know about with Caesar and these investments. What do you feel like you should do as far as your platform responsibility with letting the people know that have invested with Caesar based off your likeness?
Well, I tell everybody, no matter what you do when you invest, you make sure you do your homework when it comes to anything. This is what I tell everybody all the time. You make sure you do your homework. I do feel like you're saying Caesar's guilty before hearing his side of the coin, which I think is kind of crazy. I mean,
No, it's not crazy. That's just a part of the game. That's what happens when it comes to content creation. People speculate. They want to know. When you talk about somebody's relationship, whether or not somebody cheated on somebody, Jada Pinkett, Will Smith, Gabrielle Union, Dwayne Wade, money, finances, whatever it is that's hot at the time, that's just a part of the game. And DJ Envy need to understand that he do understand it. I don't even know why we sitting here playing games. DJ Envy understand the game.
anybody can say anything they want, man. I just seen today that I owe people money. I just seen all types of shit. But the thing is, I think you should have that man on here to have a conversation and give his side of the story. There's two sides of the story. Well, there's actually three sides of the story, right? His side, and then what's the truth. And I think before somebody starts saying that somebody owes somebody money or somebody doing something wrong and making an accusing and an accusation, I think you need to have him on there and clear his own name up.
Well, I think that's fair, but I also
I tried to call you today with him on the phone, and you said you were clearly busy. So he's not.
But we talk more. Don't try to flip the narrative on me because that's bullshit. And then
did I not call you?
I'm gonna really swing it because I've been being nice and I've been trying to.
You don't have to be nice. Did I not call you this morning? Tony, did I not?
Whatever their alleged friendship was prior to this call, there is no friendship after this. Because if anybody has ever seen DJ Envy and how angry and vindictive he get as a result of what's happening, and I don't necessarily blame either one of them from saying after this call that whatever we thought we had, we not friends after this because they operate on two different codes and two different principles and two different ways in which they see it and how they see this playing out. Tony is communicating in one way. DJ Envy is communicating another way. I don't have an opinion either way. But y'all can make y'all own assessment based off of what it is that you see.
I'll call you 30 minutes.
But you know you bullshitting too, right?
I'm not bullshit.
Because the fact of the matter is that you know that Caesar been doing bad business, and you just right now really trying to distance yourself because you don't want to be implicated with it. You know that he's been fucking people over. He fucked you over. He owes you money. You told me last night he owes you money. Like, this ain't me making up shit. This ain't me just coming out and attacking anybody. This is real people. And it's like even like your man, the credit dude, that was a part of y'all whole situation, bro. He's out of 150,000, and Nick was out here talking about committing suicide. See, you can't play me like I'm the nigga that's just clout chasing or doing some bullshit. I'm really talking about people. Credit dude called me talking about he's in fear of his life. Like he like, yo, I'm in fear of my life, and these niggas took my money. I got.
This is getting messy. Messy. If okay, it's two things. All right, let me break this down for y'all for the people that's because I'm this is my first time seeing it, so I'm reacting to it in real time. A It's one thing to bring up a conversation based off a conversation that you had offline, right? Because Tony might be telling 100% of the truth. He seems like he's telling the truth. He seems like that's what that conversation is. I Whenever I talk to somebody offline before I go live, I ask them, is it anything that you don't feel comfortable with me talking about? Or if I interview somebody, I say, is it anything that you want me to cut out? Just because that's just how I move when it comes to creating content. They not friends. Obviously, they're not friends. So Tony don't have to go by anything. He could do whatever it is that he want to do, and he's not necessarily wrong about it. The other side of it, though, is DJ Envy is an idiot. And the reason why DJ Envy is an idiot is because you don't tell that type of information to somebody that is not your friend. Well, you don't tell that type of information to anybody anyway. If somebody owes you money and you don't want other people to know that your mans owe you money because you lent your man some money, then you don't go out there talking and being a chatty patty so that they can then bring it up on a live stream that's completely separate from any. This is Envy's fault. This is 100, because I said it in the beginning. How do we not hold people accountable for not giving $1 million over to the person? And then we also have to hold somebody accountable for finessing a person out of $1 million. Both of them should be accountable for their actions, right? So I can't sit here and say, well, it's Tony's fault for bringing it up on live. It's Envy's fault for fucking telling him. Why is Envy telling Tony, when they not cool like that, information about what it is that his mans is doing on the side, and yo, my mans owe me money, or this is happening, and so on and so forth. Now Envy looked like a fool. He looked like a fool because he over here talking too much and telling too much of his man's business to somebody who's not even, that don't owe you no kind of loyalty whatsoever. It's 100% DJ Envy's fault. This conversation going left the way that it's going right now is 1,000%. I can't sit here and say to a person offline, yeah, man, my wife did this to me or whatever, so on and so forth, or whatever, blah blah blah, and then I look at her funny when she bring it up online, even though I expected for her not to bring it up online. If she bring it up online, then I'm looking at her funny as though she had any loyalty to me or she had any kind of responsibility to me. No, that's my fault. That's 100% my fault. Envy looking like a fool because Envy is a fool. Envy got finessed and he a fool. And you can't be in media this long getting this easily finessed. And this is all Envy fault. This is 100% Envy fault. The fact that Envy is even on a live stream on Instagram talking with Tony looking like a fool is 100% Envy's fault. I said it in the very beginning. The thing that he should have did was stayed away from this whole thing and let it play out however it was going to play out. Tomorrow, there will be somebody else that does something dumb that's going to come to the front of the congregation. It's going to be an Ebony K. Williams. It's going to be a Gabrielle Union. It's going to be somebody else that comes to the front of the congregation, and it's going to be gone tomorrow. But this dumbass decided that he wanted to go on a live and tell all of this other type of stuff, and he looking like a fool as a result of it. Dummy, dummy, dummy.
I got 7 or 8 DMs of people that's $400,000 or $500,000, bro. Last night on the phone, you told me, yo, this nigga owe me over $500,000. Don't do me now. You gonna try to get online and make me look like shit because then I'm.
People in the chat says Tony has 12.7 million in scam receipts. I don't know anything about that. I'm going, listen, this live today is reacting to what it is that DJ Envy and Tony the closer had a conversation about. I don't have an opinion, right, of who did what about what, because nobody is going to know anything unless it comes out in court. So I don't go by that. Like, that's not my niche. That's not what I do online. It's other people. Shout out to Pocket Watching with JT. Shout out to Tony the Closer that can do that. If y'all want to check out their live streams, go and check out their live streams. They have all of that information. I'm going based off of how this conversation is going in this particular video specifically. That's all I'm going based off of. Tony don't have no responsibility to DJ Envy outside of whatever Tony wants to do, because obviously he said they ain't friends. He didn't have his number. And DJ Envy is out here being a chatty patty and telling too much information. That's all it is. That's what it is. That's all I know. Now the 12.7 million, maybe we'll live stream about that if more information come out about that or whatever. But as far as what I see right here, DJ MB is a fool. He an idiot, and he had to be kicking himself when he got off of this live stream.
I'm gonna come back with
You
the
see this,
smoke.
and this is the thing. You could come back with whatever you want.
I'm gonna come back with the
I
smoke
just
because
got
you
off the
can't.
phone
No,
with Credit
you
Dude.
trying to
I
play
just
me
got
though,
off
bro.
the
You trying to
phone with
play me.
Credit Dude, and
Don't try
Credit
to
Dude
say
told
that
me
you
that
try to
you were
get
making
shit
things
on the
up.
phone or none of that.
I just got off the
You
phone with
can't play
Credit
me
Dude,
like that,
and
Envy.
you said it's making things up.
There's no way
I
that
just
you
got
go.
off.
See what I'm saying? Now it's turning into a shouting match. It went from a conversation to let me clear my name to him asking conversations and questions. It was a respectful back and forth. Now they yelling over each other because it's emotional, and it's all because of what it is that I just told you. He should have never ever jumped on his live stream at all in the first place, at all.
The
Tell
phone
me.
with him.
There's no
So
way that you gonna tell
obviously
me. Hold
you
on,
are
bro.
clout chasing because
Hold
the
on.
main thing that you
Hold
did
on, bro.
was fucked up is you
You
added
can't
my
tell me.
name.
Listen,
And that's what you did.
you
You
cannot
added my
tell me.
name
You
because
can't tell
that's
me
what
that
it
you know
was.
he owe you money, but
I
you do
did the
that.
real thing and I came on here and spoke to you like a man. I didn't talk behind your back.
Keep that I spoke to you like a man nonsense to yourself, fam. Protect yourself. Protect yourself at all costs. Do not over talk, especially when you're not even built for this. Go on the radio, play some songs, do some parties, do some DJing, do your car show. You're not built for this content creation game. Obviously, Tony is.
And that's what real
Bro,
niggas do. When we have a
hold on.
conversation or
So
a
but
disagreement,
you being
we have a
you
conversation.
manipulating right
All that
now.
other shit is out the window. And I'm trying to get Caesar on the phone because I called you earlier
You
and I tried
manipulating
to get
right
him on the
now.
phone with you. I didn't try to call you earlier when you said, yo, call me back in 30 minutes. And
But
then when you call me back, I tried to
didn't
call him.
didn't you talk to me since then?
And didn't I try to call
But
him
you
with you on the
talked
phone?
to me since then.
Did I try to call
But
him
don't
with you on
act
the
like I
phone?
ducked your
Answer
phone
yes
call.
or no.
Don't
Did I
act
try
like
to
I
call him
ducked your
with you on the
phone call,
phone?
my nigga.
You full of
Yes,
shit,
yes,
Tony.
yes or
I
no?
thought
Did
you
you
was
say
a
that the
real
nigga
nigga,
owe
but
you money? You
obviously
been
you
trying to
full of
find out
shit.
where your money
I
was at.
tried to be a real nigga and talk to you, but you
Did
just a
you yes or
clown like
no say that
everybody
nigga
else.
owe you?
How many times have we seen this play out? How many times? Listen. Envy is the idiot here. Tony clearly had made it clear in the very beginning of this live stream that we are not friends. The best thing for Envy to do was to not go on his live stream. The second best thing for Envy to do was to hurry up and get the fuck off the live stream as soon as he seen it going left. But now he talking about I thought you was a real nigga. Tony talking about yo fam. It made Envy look like an idiot. Tony the closer embarrassed Envy. Tony the closer, and I'm not saying like on some like Tony the closer made Envy look like an idiot. Tony made Envy look like Tony been doing radio and content for the last 15, 20 years. And Envy don't know shit about content creation. That's what Tony made Envy look like a fool, and Envy fell for the whole okey doke. Oh, okie doke. He made Envy look like an idiot because Envy should have never been offline. First of all, Envy should have never been on the phone talking to Tony like they was friends about somebody else's business in the first place. And then secondly, Envy jumped on here talking about being a real nigga. Man, you know you ain't got no friends in this industry? Stop, bro.
Money
I
you trying to
salute
find out
you.
where
I
your money
hope you
at.
get that nigga on the phone, and I hope y'all clear it up. And anybody, if he does owe you money, I hope that y'all get it, and I hope y'all get it straight.
How much of the money did you get
I'm
from
gonna do
Caesar?
my best to make sure that if there is a problem,
This
issue, even though I'm
is
not
pure. Hey,
involved,
you
that
manipulate
people are
right now, bro.
good.
Like
Y'all have
you
a
trying to
good one.
dismiss yourself
Peace,
from the
man.
shit that you got
Love
going
you, brother.
on.
I love you. I love you, brother. Peace.
That was the smartest thing he did was to get up off of there. He got up off of there a little too late, but the smartest thing that he did was get up off of there. Tony, and he laughing.
How you distance yourself when you the only reason that this nigga know who you are? We only know Flippin' and Jake based off him. Yeah, Tony is always this petty because you niggas are sitting back and okay with a nigga stealing millions of dollars from his community and saying that he doing it for the community. See, the exact same shit that DJ Envy said he was against when he said that, hey, I'm against the gurus who are coming out here and taking advantage of people and selling their courses and programs for hundreds of thousands of dollars. He came out and did the exact same shit.
How does Rick Ross beat Envy when Ross ain't even playing in the same game as Envy? That's the thing. Listen, people was coming at Ross because Ross was talking shit to Envy, and then it started getting personal. And then next thing you know, you got Envy looking like a whole fool from talking to Tony, and it just go left. Man, this is wild. Envy looking dumb. Envy looking dumb. He gave Tony all of the ammunition and all of the incentive that he needed in order to continue to make money, blow this shit open, and continue to blow his name up as a result of it. Well played, Tony. I listen. I got to give Tony his props. And then hold on. Let me, because I'm not a hater. That's one thing about me is that I'm not a hater. Give me a second. Let me pull this off. I got to give Tony his props. Tony played this like he's been playing chess for the last 15 years. He absolutely walked Envy right into that razor blade and didn't give a fuck about him. He said, and he told him, and Envy should have known right off the bat. Listen, he said, listen, I ain't got your number. We ain't even friends like that. We ain't cool like that. And Envy just walked right into that buzzsaw, and I can't believe that he was stupid enough to do it.